mess. Anyway, I had to cook lunch. Alright, so what we are doing now is making French bread. This should make 2 loaves unless I do something super stupid. So, in my mixer, I already have the 2 tablespoons of yeast and the 3 tablespoons of sugar. Half a cup of warm water is going to go in there right now. And we're going to give that a quick spin. And we have our hot water that is going to go in after I put 3 cups of flour in there. Okay, so hold on a minute. This has to bloom and then we can do that. That's blooming. So it's 6 cups of flour. Now you can do it 2 ways. The original recipe called for 6 cups of all-purpose flour, but if you want a chewier, softer, I guess, kind of French bread, you can substitute 2 of the cups of bread flour. So I have actually 2 cups of bread flour, 4 cups of all-purpose. That's just my choice. The actual recipe is 6 cups all-purpose flour. Personally, we like the texture better like this, so this is how we're doing it. So that's still blooming, and then I have so I have 3 cups right here, and then I have the salt in here, and then I have the hot water. I boiled it actually, so and then it sit there a minute, and then we are going to have how many? 5 tablespoons of olive oil. Just a reminder on olive oil, if you buy a lot of it, check to see, that's 2. Check to see how many countries it was from. If it's a product of 1 country, you're fine. If it's more than 1, 4, 5. If it's more than 1 country, then it's not all olive oil, I guarantee it. They even state that in some of the FBA, I don't know what that is, FDA things to look for that. That's how you know you have a good quality olive oil, if it's only from 1 country. This one particular right here, this one is a product of Spain. Okay, so yeah, that's all we need to do. We're going to give this a good stir. We're going to let it sit here for a minute. Something about the hot water in this, it's different than sandwich bread in the sense of the structure is just different. So, like, you don't do this with sandwich bread. You don't use hot water. You use enough water, warm water, or milk to put in there with the yeast and the sugar to help it bloom. But this is like a whole different thing. It's about how the bread is structured. That's why you use the hot water and not hot tap water either. Just like let it boil in your kettle or whatever for a minute, and then let it cool for a couple minutes, and then because you need it hotter than tap water, but you don't want to put it in there boiling. Okay. So you see, it's kind of the consistency of biscuit dough maybe. So we're going to let that sit there for a minute. We're going to take a look at this. Okay, that's bloomed. I'm going to let it. Oh yeah, it's ready to go. You don't really have to let this sit there. It's just, you know, there's not like a amount of time. Just let it sit there while you're checking this or turn the oven on or whatever it is you need to do. There's no specific a lot of time. I've been making a lot of bread today, so I got dough everywhere. Oops. Alright. I'm a lefty, so I gotta do this the whole way. Oh, this is tragic. Okay. semi-ambidextrous. Just if it's fine motor skills, I need my left hand. All right, that will work. Oh, oops, this is what. There we go. And I think it's gonna go, we're gonna mix this for like 2 minutes. Let it get good incorporated, okay? I'm gonna turn it up for a couple minutes, so sorry. I got violent loaves. Okay, I need to scrape the. Where? I have a spatula. Oh, there it is. No, it's not a spatula. Never mind. Let me just scrape the sides down. That's something that's very important if you're just getting into baking. You don't know that you have to do. Even though you use a stand mixer, there's a lot of side scraping. That makes sense. That will work. Here. We're going to start feeding in the other 3 cups of our flour. And again, I'm just doing this little number with parchment paper. I feel like it'll all go in there without being a total catastrophe. Okay. Alright. Now, even with the guards sometimes they go, wee! Just like that. That just happened. Oopsie. That it's not really working out. Okay, we're gonna let this keep kneading for about another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, so it's kneaded for the amount of time. So what we're gonna do for the next hour, every 10 minutes, it's gonna start rising a little bit, and it'll be a little puffy. And when you do that, or when that happens, you just do that real quick. Some people need it. I think that's why the texture of French bread versus sandwich bread is so different, because you're not kneading it as much. Because like typically a sandwich bread, you're kneading it for at least 10 minutes in here, 8 to 10, depending on what kind you're doing. And then you're kneading it for another 3 to 7 minutes by hand before you put it in the pans. So this is a free-form bread. You're not putting in a loaf pan, you're putting it on a sheet pan, right? You know what French bread looks like. So it isn't kneaded as much. Like the only kneading was the 5 minutes I just did it on the machine. And then every 10 minutes we're just gonna let the dough hook circle a couple times and stop. And that will be for the next hour. So we have a whole hour of this. I'm not gonna make you stay out here the whole hour. We're just gonna, next thing is just gonna be me getting ready to shape it on to the sheet pan. Oopsie. So I said, I'm not an expert. If you were looking for Martha Stewart perfection for this channel. I'm so sorry. So anyway, we're not really going to knead it per se. We're just trying to get it unsticky. That's a professional term. I know I have an apron sitting right back behind me, but I'm almost done for the day. So I don't care. I'm going to get a shower. And then I am going to go do other old lady stuff. That's about the same. Let me set that right there for now. What we're going to do is kind of shape it almost like you're going to do a cinnamon roll, you know, oblong. You're going to get because you want it rectangle and long. And that's good enough. It's just gonna rise anyway. So I have a big sheet pan right here, and I'm gonna put both loaves on it. I'm not doing 2 loaves. And you just kind of see how I'm kind of just rolling it. Like I said, kind of like you would do cinnamon roll. Try to get it as symmetrical, I think is the word, as possible. And here we go. Snag the loaf. Yeah, okay. If you were just doing one big one, of course you would go that way. So again, we're just going to I'd hate to be the one that had to sweep my floor today. Oh, wait, that's me. I forgot. Or my husband. We'll see. We shall see. Yes, I am a stay-at-home wife. I have a job, sort of, but he works a lot more than I do. So I try to take on most of the household chores. Not all of them, but most of them. Because when I am working, I'm working from home. So I try to keep up with the laundry. So that way, it's one less thing. Again, back to this. We're just going to roll it almost, like I said, almost like you do a cinnamon roll. Well, ooh, we need to make cinnamon rolls. I found a fantastic looking recipe on Pinterest. Yes, I will be using this again. I have more bread to make. I found a fabulous looking recipe on Pinterest because I don't just do cinnamon rolls. I do blueberry rolls. I do lemon rolls. I do apricot rolls. I do strawberry rolls. I do apple butter rolls. Trying to open this up without dropping flour into the door. So we're gonna score it. I give you an A+. You look beautiful. Too much? Okay. I'm just gonna tuck the rolls and the ends under a little bit. Okay. Slap it. I don't know why I want to slap it. I'm a weirdo. But that one is a little longer. I'm gonna turn them a little bit actually and try to spread these out a little bit more because they look like they're gonna be dense if I don't skinny them up a little bit. All right, that's much better. Now we're just going to score them. Just 3 traditional cuts on the top. We're not doing anything super fancy, as you can see. Now this would be fun to put everything bagel seasoning on top, or just sesame seeds, or nothing at all, or kosher salt, flake salt. But we're just going to do the basic recipe. You can, however you want to do it is how you shall do it. And I'm going to set this over. I have to get supper started because some people like to eat supper around here. So I'm going to set it on top of my stove this time because my oven is on full blast right now. So the heat from that will make this rise. So we're going to, I don't know if you can see them. There we go. All right. We're going to set this over here and let the heat from the oven do its thing. And then I will be back with you when they're done. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes and they've already doubled in size. Look at that, how pretty. All right, well, we're about to put them in the oven at 375 for 30 minutes. And then when we pull them out, we're gonna do an egg wash over them and stick them in for another like 2 minutes.